Maharashtra and Karnataka are all set for a high-stakes legal battle in the Supreme Court over the long-standing Belagavi border dispute. Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has expressed confidence over a good outcome. Meanwhile, Karnataka Nava Nirmana Sena leader Bhima Shankar Patil has requested the Karnataka government to not allow Maharashtra ministers to enter Belagavi. These ministers are slated to visit Belagavi and hold talks with pro-Maharashtra activists on December 3rd. The leader has alleged that the ministers aim to provoke Marathi-speaking people who live in the area. Bhima Shankar Patil also threatened to break the ministers' legs and send them back if they set foot in the region.
ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರುವ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಆ ಮನೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ನ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಬಾರದು ಅವರೇನು ನಮ್ಮ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪುಂಡ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪುಂಡ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಂಇಎಸ್ ಪುಂಡ್ರಿಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ತುಂಬುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ನೆಲಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಲು ಇಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಡಳಿತ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡಬಾರದು ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಾರ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರನ್ನ ಕಾಲು ಮುರಿದು ಕಳಿಸುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ನವನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಸೇನೆ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
Now, to give you some background about the court case that we're going to be seeing in the top court, Belagavi is currently a part of Karnataka, but it is claimed by Maharashtra. In 1957, Maharashtra had demanded a realignment of the border. They had claimed 814 villages, including Belagavi. What Maharashtra also sought was a redrawing of the border based on relative linguistic lines, but the Supreme Court had said no, that this is not possible. Now, Karnataka has said that the demarcation on linguistic lines as well is not possible. They've said that the Mahajan Commission report has recommended that Belagavi stay under Karnataka. Now, remember, in 1960, a four-man panel was created. No unanimous decision was made. And over the last few decades, we've seen this border dispute arise again and again. I'm crossing over to CNN News 18's Mumbai Bureau Chief Vinaya Deshpande. Vinaya, we're going to be seeing this legal battle play out in the Supreme Court. Can you give us more insight into the strategy of the Maharashtra government?
Well, Aisha, the most important strategy of the Maharashtra government is to put forth that for decades at end, when Belagavi was a part of the Bombay presidency, the erstwhile state before the reorganization of states, it is a fact that these villages, which are contentious in nature, were a part of that presidency, and that is why you have a large number of Marathi-speaking population there. That is why these regions should be handed over to Maharashtra. Now, this is something that has been the legal argument of the Maharashtra government in the court of law for quite some time now. Remember, this is not a new debate. There has been a tussle between Maharashtra and Karnataka over the border villages for decades now, since the reorganization of the states and the formation after 1960. So there has been a long-standing tussle between the two states. We have seen periodically the issue crops up, and it still evokes very strong sentiments from both sides of the border. While we have seen that several statements have been issued in the past, recent past, by the Karnataka government, we have seen that the Maharashtra government's nodal ministers who have been appointed to take care of the committee over Maharashtra-Karnataka border issue will visit the Belagavi region on 3rd of December. So right now, the government machinery is gearing up for that. With respect to today's hearing, there has been a committee that has been appointed last night by Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and Shiv Sena MP of the Eknath Shinde group, Dhairyashil Mane, who's also an MP of that region. He comes from Ichalkaranji, which is near Kolhapur, which is just a few kilometers away from Belagavi, and that's why knows that entire issue in and out. He has been appointed as the chairperson of that committee, which has been formed to overlook the legal battle between Maharashtra and Karnataka. So while that committee will look into the legal aspects of it, the court is likely to hear the matter today. This will be just another hearing in the matter, is what sources tell us. It is unlikely that any judgment will come up anytime soon in any way. Till now, the court has indicated that this issue should amicably be resolved, because unless there is a likelihood that a Pandora's box will be opened with respect to reorganization of states on linguistic basis. Back to you, Aisha.
Thank you, Vinaya, for all of that context. I want you to stay with us while we also cross over to CNN News 18's Ananya Bhatnagar. Ananya, are we likely to see an end to this decades-long dispute?
Well, Aisha, it's very, very unlikely because, this suit has been pending in the Supreme Court for more than 10 years. Remember that it was filed first in 2004. There were some interim orders that were also passed in 2014 with regards to this. And now, with the subsequent and the recent developments taking place at this moment of time, where we saw how, in fact, the Basavaraj Bommai, the Karnataka CM Basavaraj Bommai, met senior advocate Mukul Rohatgi day before yesterday in the night, along with the Karnataka Advocate General Mr. Prabhulinga Navadagi. With regards to this particular dispute, clearly CNN News 18 yesterday also accessed the stand of the Karnataka government, which clearly goes on to say that linguistics, first of all, that linguistics is not the sole barrier under the State Reorganization Act. Secondly, what has been said that any challenge to this particular act is a constitutional challenge and cannot be, the courts have a very, very little jurisdiction to interfere into it. Apart from that, what has also been said is that any state's views with regards to changing of its borders or inclusion or exclusions from its border, only views are taken from the state government. They do not have a particular say, and it is only an act of parliament that does it. So a clear stand coming in from the Karnataka government. We also in fact broke it down for our viewers that Maharashtra is one of the most seasoned council ministers. Mr. Shivaji would be actually leading in fact the submissions in this particular matter for Maharashtra government, because remember, he is somebody who has been dealing with this case for a very long time, since the very beginning, and due to the voluminous records of this case, Mr. Shivaji would be taking up this matter, and we'll have to see as to who would be the senior advocate who would be coming up for the Maharashtra government into this particular case. So a very, very big trouble for the BJP, because remember that both Karnataka and Maharashtra are BJP ruled states. So somewhere or the other, a dispute between both of these would actually be a trouble for the BJP. And we saw how Basavaraj Bommai actually met Mr. Rajnath Singh as well, and various other union ministers in the recent weeks. So these developments are somewhere hinting that Karnataka wants some kind of a change here. Maharashtra continuously goes on to say that these people are Marathi-speaking people who are on the side of the Belagavi border, and that's the reason why, in fact, they deserve to be a part of Maharashtra. However, the Karnataka government's stand is very clear before the topmost court of the country, is that linguistics is not the sole barrier. The finances, the economical condition, and the administrative position is also taken into, is also a yardstick, in fact, to judge whether a particular part would come under a particular state or not. So somewhere or the other, Karnataka government making its stand clear, and somewhere or the other, this legal battle regaining its strength, and we might see some heated arguments taking place. But a very small issue that has arisen is that the bench which is hearing this matter is also a part of the Constitution bench hearing Jallikattu. So we might see that the hearing might get a little delayed today, or somewhere or the other the hearing might not take place because of the Constitution bench taking place. But then with the preparations,
absolutely, very valid points, Ananya. But I'm just going to ask you to hold on for a second, because we also want to get a word in from CNN News 18's Harish Upadhyay. Harish, essentially, the pro-Kannada groups have actually issued a threat to Maharashtra ministers who are planning to come to Belagavi on December 3rd. Do you think this could make its way into court arguments today?
Well, unlikely. The state might, in fact, on the 3rd, give law and order as a reason and stop Maharashtra ministers from entering Karnataka. They might be stopped at the border. That's the most likely outcome of that particular visit. As far as today's hearing is concerned, remember, the Karnataka's argument would be that they would challenge the maintainability of this petition itself and say that under the Constitution, the states can't decide or even break up this whole reorganization bit. They will say that would violate certain sections of the Constitution itself. They will also once again drive home the point that the Mahajan Committee report is something that should be final. And when the Mahajan Committee was formed, the state of Maharashtra had agreed, in fact, to abide by that report. So the state once again would highlight that. At the same time, remember, the stance taken by the court earlier is very clear that they believe that two states need to sit across the table and sort this matter out, and perhaps it's too late in the day now to reorganize regions based on linguistic lines. That's been the view of the court. Has to be seen if the bench echoes similar views now.
All right, Ananya, Harish and Vinaya, thank you so much for joining us and for giving us all of that context. We will continue to track the story because we're going to be seeing the legal battle play out in the Supreme Court. But with this